Order. It's Monday, January 12th at 2025. This is the Stoughton Plan Commission meeting. We do have a quorum, and we are certifying compliance with open meetings laws. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes from the last meeting. I would entertain a motion.
Wilson, motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Schumacher. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Council representative report. Alderperson Carabello.
I have nothing to report as there was no second council meeting last month.
All right. Citizens' comments. Was there anybody that wanted to speak at the citizen public comment period? No? All right. We'll keep moving then. Item number 6 is approval of a conditional use permit for a group daycare center, 9 or more children per section 78-102, parent 4, parent B, 2B, located at 2400 Roby Road. Director Munz-Pritchard, do you want to take us through this one?
Sure, and I think the applicants are here, so I'll give you the overview, and then we can turn it over to the applicants. So, the property was previously a Quick Trip. There was a conditional use permit approved for that Quick Trip in 2001. And then prior to that, it was a greenfield. It was a farm area. The applicant is requesting a conditional use permit for a group daycare, 9 or more children, which is a permitted use, conditional use in the planned business district, which that's what it falls under. The regulations for this is the faculty shall provide a buffer yard with a minimum opaque of 0.5 along all properties bordering or butting residential zoning districts. And then the other one was property owner permission is required as part of the conditional use permit. Number 2 is, so it's like 1A and B, apologize. And so then there's 2 parking requirements is 1 space per 5 students plus 1 space for each employee on the largest shift. So, so what I'm recommending for the conditional use permit is all proposed parking and vehicle display areas should be consist of paved surface with all stalls and off-street parking circulations meeting the code requirements of 78.704 off-street, because I'm really wanting to look at the circulation of the site, right? So I've asked that they please show how pickup and drop off would work in the space, and then with the minimum requirement of 1 space per 5 students plus 1 space for each additional employee on large shift. Number 2 is facilities should provide a buffer yard with a minimum opaque of 0.5 along all property border abutting residential zoning districts. The only residential zoning districts in this area is actually across the street from the existing roadway. This, of course, was a Quick Trip prior to this, which is has a lot more light than what would be coming off of this. So I just wanted that noted. Per ordinance, the property owner's permission is required as part of the conditional use permit. The applicant is actually going to be the owner of the property, so I'm going to say that they have permission. Signs must meet minimum requirements of the zoning code. A permit is required for the proposed, like any signage. Number 5 is underground utilities located on the parcel are privately owned. Owner shall submit drawings showing any on-site water and sanitary improvements and or abandonments. Existing private utility easement or extensions to accessory buildings should be properly abandoned if unused to prevent leak of clear water filtration. If there are private utilities or joint use utilities, a joint use easement should be filed with Register of Deeds so it's searchable. Plan Commission shall review and approve the SIP per our ordinance. Snow removal plans shall be submitted during the engineering plan review process. Once construction, number 8, once construction, an as-built survey will need to be provided to my department to confirm compliance with the approved site plan. Number 9 is hours of operation should be established. Part of the reason I added that in is because of the opaqueness of the requirement of the opaque with the residential adjacent. I'm trying to show basically that you guys are going to have less hours of operation than the previous Quick Trip, okay? So, yeah. Update of stormwater management per city code, and then approval by engineering, building inspector, fire inspector, and any other city departments, and any conditions identified by city staff or the plan commission. So with that, I'll turn it over to the applicants, and I'll let you guys ask some questions. So would you guys like, you have to step up to the mic and then turn it on so that they can get it for the meeting minutes, okay?
When you push the button, the red light will come on, and then they'll know you're live. Yep.
Yeah, it'll red, yeah. Yeah,
I'm Megan Bisbee. I'm one of the owners of Spartan and Viking Day Camp.
I'm Shelley C., also owner, Viking Day Camp.
I'm Matt Lauderella. I am an architect with Dimension 4 working with the owners on this project.
did you want to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing?
Sure.
You want to go?
Yeah, so Viking Day Camp, we are currently located on Macomb Road. We have a rental property that's in the commercial spaces below the apartments in that building. We serve school-age children from ages 5 to 12. We do after-school programs where we pick up at all of the local elementary schools. And then during the summer, we run a pretty robust summer camp program for school-age kids as well. This new building will be our new home, where we don't have to rent anymore. And we will just have a lot more space for a lot more kids and, just provide a better quality program than the space we're at now.
So they will have to come back for the SIP approval. So this is for the conditional use permit, and then it'll go to council, and then they'll come back after they get plans more finalized and present them to you guys. One of the things I did in the planner's report, if you look, is I'm trying to pull in all of the minimum requirements that they have to meet for that SIP. That's why planner's report, I think, is something like 8 or 9 pages, because it's copied and pasted the minimum requirements for some of the landscaping, facade, all of that fun stuff, so.
And did the applicants have any questions about anything that was in the plan report? If you do, you can certainly reach out directly to Chris and she can get them answered. We'd rather have them answered, before we get here than during the meeting.
Yeah, all sounds pretty straightforward and standard. Our architects have been reviewing all of the sort of draft things that we've gotten, and yeah, all sounds above board.
All right.
I can see.
I have a question.
Sure.
Maybe you can answer this for me. I was listening to your requirements, and one was 1 parking stall for every 5 students.
That's
Can you give me the logic behind that?
No.
Because, number one, their students don't drive.
Well, maybe they know.
And I
Yes.
understand you need a couple spaces for visiting parents or whatever.
Yep.
I'm concerned with our own ordinances on how many parking stalls we require, how much hardened surface we require for sites. So we have, a perfect example, all you have to do is look at Pick and Save.
Yeah.
You got a sea of asphalt with excess amounts of parking that never gets used.
So-
Are we running that right now with?
So
with this?
what you're telling me you want me to do, Tom, is go in and change that in our ordinance, because that's where that's from.
I understand that.
Yeah, do you want me to change it? I don't think it's a
I would love
bad.
to. I would love to see that.
Yeah, to your point, the children are not driving, right?
I hope not.
Really?
Are you teaching them how to drive?
I know, right? And really what we care about, right, is like the pickup and drop off, how that's working, and then
Right.
are there enough stalls for when, like, your staff is there? So that's really, in my mind, what the concern should be. Like,
Right.
how is circulation working for when they're peak times with
And
pickup and
there's
drop off?
there's adequate for staff.
Yes,
And
yes.
a few, and obviously a few guest spots.
Yep.
But, I mean, I don't know how many children are you considering this facility to have?
Yeah, right now our program is about 60 to 70 children. Hopefully, we can increase that over the next few years, but that's sort of where we're at right now. And our pickup and drop-off times span over a few hours. So in the morning, it's a 2.5-hour block, and in the afternoon, it's 2 hours. The parents are coming in and out, so it is also not they're not all dismissed at the same time either.
What that's telling me is that you're requiring about 12 stalls for students. I find it excessive.
I'm not in disagreement.
I'm not arguing or anything.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's an observation.
No, I'm in agreement. Again, I would look, personally, I think we need to look at the circulation of what's going on
Right.
in the site and how kids are getting picked up and dropped off first, and then secondarily, like on the side, where staff and a couple of visitors are parking. And my son actually went to their summer camp program a few years ago, and they don't have that many parking stalls at that current space. Like, I mean,
It's very tight there.
yes, yeah,
There's probably like 7 spots there,
Yeah.
if that.
yeah. And I didn't really ever have a problem. So,
So the parking is under the ordinance?
yes.
Can you do something different under the conditional use?
I mean, I think what we should do is we could approve the conditional use permit with the understanding we'll be changing the ordinance maybe. I mean, we could do something like that. I want to question it, you know what I mean?
I don't want to get them to the point where, we're saying, we're going to do this, and they're locked into having to do it and pay this cost for extra stalls and extra concrete and extra hardened surfaces.
Yeah.
And I think it's probably mostly there, isn't it? But there's obviously
Yeah,
maintenance and
as of right now,
restrictions.
there's no plans to add additional concrete to what's already there.
Okay.
But it will
We're looking-
matter
we're
how
looking to
we,
reduce the amount.
yeah, it will matter though, right, how we design the space and how the stalls and, yeah, how
And
it's
they are
laid out.
removing one of their, because right now it has 3 access points, they're going
Right.
down to 2.
Right.
So,
That's
Also,
my
we
only
are-
comment.
yeah,
Also, we're planning on removing in the back, kind of where the car wash is, there's pavement going into that we're planning on taking out. There is one section where they remove pumps and storage tanks, so we are going to have to repave that area. It's just kind of in the middle of the existing lot, but we're not planning on expanding the lot other than repairing. to
you
make
guys
it
can meet
usable.
minimum parking requirements though currently.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Are there any other questions from commissioners? We have a need to go into a public hearing. Go ahead, Commissioner Farrell.
Kind of related to the parking, when parents drop off typically, is it a long line of people queuing up?
No,
So it's not like elementary school?
nope, it's not like that at all. It's more staggered. So we
Okay.
open 6:45, 7 o'clock, and people drop off until about 9. And so they pull in, park. A lot of parents, these are elementary school age kids, so they just let their kids pop out, hop in real quick. Yeah, we don't have any issues with lines.
Other than a queue for the
Nope.
door, maybe because you took out one of the entrances by the car wash there.
Yeah,
And with curb cuts goes away and it kind of constrains your flow a little bit, your options for
Yeah.
getting around.
I know, so they had done the plans, but I probably would have taken the curb cut closest to the intersection, so it would have been the farthest one away in here, because it would have left
Yeah.
more for circulation.
I would agree.
Yeah,
That would have seemed natural, but the other thing, I'm looking at the photogrammetrics, and I see you meet less than half a foot candle around the perimeter of some of the interior of the parking lot, there's some rather large numbers for a parking lot where you typically see maybe a couple foot candles, and you've got some 5s and 4s in there, I think. Is there a reason for that?
I can reach out to our engineers on that. I'm not entirely sure what they were putting in there. I'm guessing they just kind of grabbed a, kind of stock light pole, and maybe that's just kind of the numbers that particular one.
Yeah, I saw the cut
had.
sheets for the luminaires, so
Yeah.
they're being replaced though. We're not leaving gas station luminaires
Correct.
there. Okay, put new ones in, but they're still, yeah, I would just question, maybe, I don't know if when you close?
hopefully in the next.
No, I mean, at night.
Oh, 6 PM.
6 PM, so, I mean, unless you're just looking for some, like, crazy security, which I can't see in Stoughton.
No.
You know, your light levels in the middle where the canopy is to be particularly seem a little excessive, perhaps.
Okay,
And
yeah,
Stoughton's got a thing about dark skies. I don't know if that's codified or not, is it?
I think it
Is it codified, the dark
Yeah.
skies thing? Anyway,
Yeah.
just maybe take a look at it.
Yeah, we'll
See if-
definitely take another look at that,
See
thank
if we
you.
can knock it down a little bit to what would be more typical for a parking lot. That's all I had, Mayor.
Okay. Anybody else?
I will,
Okay.
Jordan.
Oh, I guess I just gotta talk loud tonight. My question's on the fuel tanks. What are they doing with the fuel tanks that are in the ground there?
Those have already been removed when Quick Trip left the site, so.
That's positive.
Yeah, good question.
Okay. And I'm just gonna echo what Tom said. I'm in agreement about the excessive parking spots, and I think that's something that if they have a desire to turn that into more gym space or something like that, I think
Yeah.
I would also be on board with Tom considering that.
Okay, thank you. President
Yeah,
Schumacher.
Gordon, one of my questions was about the fuel tanks, and then are you maintaining that canopy over, or is that all going away?
We were planning on removing that canopy and just having an open parking lot there in that area.
All right, thanks.
Okay. Any other questions before we go into the public hearing? Hearing none, close the regular meeting, open up the public hearing. Nobody's here to speak, so we'll reopen. We're looking for a recommendation on the conditional use permit to the city council.
Move to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Majewski, second by Tillotson. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Future agenda items?
Right now, we have an extraterritorial that you guys will be seeing coming up. And we've got, I know that we'll have hopefully some markups for you guys to review and approve. Nothing too major at the next plan commission meeting.
Okay, anything from commissioners? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion by Schumacher, second by Caravello. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you, guys.
You opposed?
You guys, 6:18.
Nice.
I don't think that's a
A record.
Is it?
Hi, Tran.
Night.
Mental telepathy. It's telepathy.
This was really fast.
These guys are the only ones on the schedule, so.